See, when I say these people are animals, that's what I really mean. These people, see, it goes without saying that these people not shit. We don't even have to say that. That goes without saying. But when I say these people are animals, what I mean is the energy levels is what determines your species. I just want to drop that today. But before we get into it, go ahead, hit that likes button, hit the subscribe button. For those who don't know, this is Left Side of the Brain. And this is the greatest channel on YouTube. Goes without saying. All right. So I went into the McDonald's, right? And, I just wanted a Filet-O-Fish sandwich, right? Okay, I get it. Just Filet-O-Fish. Just plain. I like it plain with the cheese and the honey mustard. And a basket of fries. Okay, I eat Filet-O-Fish, we humans, so what? Shit goes in and goes out. But anyway, I walk into the McDonald's and you have people like the manager. She's sitting on the counter. No, one of the employees is sitting on the counter. You have some raggedy dude in there standing at the counter. Three of the employees, talking and playing. And when I go into an establishment, you expect some type of level of professionalism. Okay? So I looked at how they was behaving, and then I turned around and I exited the establishment. I'll show you. It's no problem. Y'all see that? So I exited the establishment and I could hear them murmuring, like the lady, the manager, I could hear her saying something like, I wonder why he turned around and walked out. You the reason I turned around and I left the building. Because, first of all, see, when these people gather together and they do the things that they do, in their mind, it was cool. Nothing was wrong with it. They probably knew each other. So in their mind, this is normal behavior. They could care less about a person like me, the customer coming into the establishment, hoping to find a clean atmosphere with people acting professional. So, because who want to go into a place, order some food where people are playing around your food? So what I did, I walked in there. You know how they be, you can see the workers like in the back part of the restaurant. So I went, I looked, peeped back there. And then something else made me leave. The vibe of the place. Then something said to me, you don't got no business in here. Not because it's McDonald's food. That's not why it said that. The reason why I didn't have no business in there, because the collection of the type of people that was in there. I have been inside of restaurants like a McDonald's or whatever, where the people, just the combination of the people, the energy wasn't off-putting. You get what I'm saying? But for this particular one, that type of energy was in there. And then to couple with that, the way they was acting, which was confirming that these were not the right kind of people. I don't like people like that messing around my food. I even did a video where somebody tried to hand me a receipt. I didn't even want to touch the receipt. I told them, nah, you can keep it. That's what I said. You just keep it. Go back on our timeline and look at that video. And by the way, we do have a video that has reached 96,000 views. I so happened to look at it today. Wasn't even, it was on the timeline. I didn't look it up, but I just looked on YouTube. It was just in the timeline. And it's the Black Friday video when I was in like the Nike outlet store. If you go to that video, you'll see it's up to 96,000 views right now. But anyway, that's just a little channel update thing. But back to what I was saying, I went into the restroom and I was looking at myself in the mirror, and that's when this message came to me that these people are animals based upon the energy level. You get what I'm saying? That's what makes them animals. That's what separates our species from their species. It's the energy. Because when I look at a person, I see the same thing that you see. The physical side is just arms, 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 hands, a head, eyes, ears, nose. You see the same thing. But when you have your spiritual eyes open, you see beyond that. You see the interior of that person. That's where the true self lies. And that's where that energy emanates from. When you can just feel, you know how you can be somewhere and you can just pick up the presence of somebody? And then you may see other people laughing and giggling with the same person that you detected that something wasn't right about that person. See, what happened when you detected that, see, you was the one that was aware of the situation because your eyes are open. But the person that you seen, that you detected, the other people that's gathered around them in social circles and they friends and all of that, they just like that person that you detected something in. So that's why they don't see anything that you saw. So the same can be said for me. When I went into that McDonald's, all of those people gathered at that counter. It's like when you look at them and they look at you, both parties can tell that the two do not belong together. And the only thing, or the only reason why I was even interacting with them in the first place, you know it. It was because of commerce, buying and selling. Like I say, when you're dealing with these people, it should only be for like commerce purposes. We can't help, we gotta buy and trade in order to live in this world. You see what I mean? So unless you're gonna grow your own food from the ground and things like that, you have to interact with these people. So basically the only reason why I interacted with them because of commerce. But otherwise, they can tell that I don't belong in the same arena with them, just like I can tell it. But see, one thing about people, they are smart enough to brush what they feel under the rug when it comes to money. See, people, even HPBs, they want to survive just like you want to survive. So they'll, kind of sidestep all of that just to get your money. But best believe, as soon as you leave that establishment and the door smacks you on the ass, that's when they start talking trash. Oh, he did this, da-da-da. Because that's what was in them the whole while. They'll take your money. They don't mind doing that. They'll take your money. But when it comes to the actual social interaction, you will never fit into that world that they live in. So basically what I'm saying is, we live in 2 different worlds, but it's all inside of the same world, but we are still separated by the energy. So that energy is like a curtain that separates us from them. Do y'all get what I'm saying? And when you got your spiritual eyes open, it's like an X-ray machine. You can actually look at these people and you can basically play out the whole situation. Like when I walk in front of those type of people, you can already feel them talking about you before they even do it, because you can already see in the future. Because one thing about HPBs, they are very predictable. They very predictable. But one thing about us, they know that we are something different, but we are not predictable. For instance, I could predict that as soon as I left the restaurant, that they were speaking about me and had all of these different thoughts about me, but they can't predict that I'm making a video about them right now. They don't know I have the left side of the brain channel. You see what I'm saying? So they easy to detect and determine, but they don't have a clue about us. Only thing they know about us is this is something different. That's all they know. They don't know how we know about them. We know everything about them. We already know, because everything that the HPB does, their whole life is displayed on television, on radio, pop culture. We know how they act. We know how they dress. We know what kind of food they like. We know, we know what type of music they listen to. We know they into all of the trendy stuff. So they easy to figure out, man. That's why if you losing this game, shame on you, because everything they do is on public display. It's like if we was playing football, right? They have their playbook out 24/7 on television. When you turn on the radio, they so easy to detect and to understand. So that's why, like, I be saying this 2020 is no excuses for, the Jaguars to be, getting caught up in sticky situations with HPBs. Like, you already know it, man. Use that sixth sense that God gave us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not saying that is nothing wrong with, I'm not saying it's something wrong with eating at a McDonald's here and now and then. It's not that. That's not what I'm saying. It's not the food. It's the people that's in the environment. You see what I'm saying? And that's the worst part. Now, I may get up from here and go to another McDonald's, and it may not feel like that. Because one thing I realized about social settings, it's like ingredients. Since we're on the topic of food, and it's like ingredients, right? So if you put one bad person in the room, but you got, let's say a room got 10 people in it, for an example. Say 3 of them have very, very low HPB energy, and 7 of them have very, very high United Soul energy. What will happen is the 3 will be diluted by the 7. You get what I'm saying? So their energy will not, overcome the positive energy in the room. Okay, flip side. Let's say if you go into another establishment and it's 10 people in the room, 8 of them are HPBs and 2 of them are like United Souls. Then you will see the room will be like, their energy will be overpowering. And then the two United Souls will be able to detect each other and be like speaking to each other like, that's how I do it. We'll be walking around like we got an inner understanding about the crowd that we are amongst. You see what I'm saying? So saying all that to say that if I went to another McDonald's, the outcome could be totally different, because it could be more employees in the establishment that has less powerful HPB energy than the amount of soul energy in the building. You get what I'm saying? Kind of like what I say about the 1/10 and the 2/10. Remember I was saying that like back earlier during the channel, the 2/10 and the 3/10, but we disregarded that. We said we no longer doing that because we're now in 2020. So it's basically running along those lines. Like, you may find some of them HPBs that's, some of them like, and then you may have some that's more, potent than the other ones. So yeah, just saying that, explaining, the differences between their species and our species and how it's based on energy. And this body that we possess, is just a vessel to carry around our energy. That's all it is. So if you're a HPB, this body is just a vessel to carry around that mandate of what HPBs were placed on this earth to do. And if you are a united soul, your body is just the vessel which houses your soul, and you have to eventually figure out how to outmaneuver them from imprisoning you and having you feeling constricted and everything. The best way to do that is to do what I'm doing right now. Stick to your own self. It's nothing like solitude and solitude confinement within that truth nature, man. That's what I do right now. That's how you escape now. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, one thing about these people, man, something else, and this will be the last thing before I go. These people, and this can be another video in itself, what I'm about to say. These people exist without any true purpose of their own. Versus us. You see what I'm saying? Because when you think about existence, right? Existence is basically, now this is another video, man. This is another video. It's another topic I'm going into. I'm going to just say it. Existence is basically your 5 senses connected to nothing. Because before you existed within your 5 senses, you existed as nothing. So basically, you are nothing but taste, touch, hear, see, and smell connected to nothing. That nothing became alive via your 5 senses. You get what I'm saying? So these HPBs, what I'm telling you is, they are just senses. They just 5 senses. Taste, touch, hear, see, smell. But other than that, they are the nothing that they was before the 5 senses was connected to them. So what I'm laying out right now is the difference between people with souls and people who don't have souls. See, these people who don't have souls, they just have 5 senses that they operate in. Taste, touch, hear, see, and smell. And that's it. So they are on the same level of existence as an animal. Taste, touch, hear, see, smell. But the people with souls, we have something higher. We go back further. We go back to the time before the great falling away. So not only do we have taste, touch, hear, see, and smell, we have extra senses as well. Like they say, we have that 6th sense. They don't have that 6th sense. You get what I'm saying? They just have taste, touch, hear, see, and smell. Because a lot of times we think existence means you have to have taste, touch, hear, see, and smell to exist. That's not true. Taste, touch, hear, see, and smell is just the connectors that gives you an experience via your 5 senses. But you can exist without senses. That's nothing. Nothing doesn't need anything to validate itself. But when you get those 5 senses, that's when you get caught up in the experience. But you are still nothing at the end of the day. But what I'm saying is, when they are disconnected from their 5 senses, they return back to the nothing that they have always been. So that's why you can't even look at these nothing people as something important, man. They absolutely nothing. We go back to the time before the great falling away. We have senses outside of the 5 senses. Case in point, that 6th sense, that extra sense of perception. They don't have that. So when y'all be asking me in the comment section what happened to HPBs when they die, absolutely nothing. They just return back to this world. They are the prison bars. That's their purpose. So they forever trapped within their 5 senses. Taste, touch, hear, see, and smell. That's their hell that they live in. They live within their 5 senses, and that's it. They don't get no revelations about anything. They don't get no insights about anything. When you get around them, their conversations are going to be mundane because they are human prison bars. But when you throw the illusion of sane within the equation, that's what tricks a lot of people. Because they look like us, the sameness. They have arm, leg, arm, head. That's where the illusion of same come in. So you'll be saying to yourself, left side of the brain is wrong about these people because that person got out of the car just like I did and shut the door and walked forward, and you're not seeing it. You're only seeing the illusion of same. The illusion of same. Remember, we got the illusion of difference and the illusion of same. Those 2 illusions will trick you to make you doubt what I'm saying right now. That's why this thing is set up like this. The human prison bar realm, man, this sound like the old channel, man. I like this video right here. This sound like the throwback videos. The human prison bar realm is set up very, very complex because it's dealing with trapping somebody like you who is very, very complex. So this thing wasn't designed to be easy to figure out. That's why they gave you emotions just like they gave them emotions. Because you'll be falling in love with them, and through your emotions, you get connected with them. But when you step back and say, hold up, I shouldn't be in love with these people. Even if it's your family or all of that stuff, it don't matter. You got to step back and say, this person is a human prison bar. What's wrong with me? You got to give yourself those wake-up calls, man. You got to go in the bathroom, put some cold water on your face. Because I'm telling you, when you're walking around with this kind of information, it changes your life forever. When you're walking around with this type of information, you are totally separated from the mentality of those other people. We live right here inside of our mind. Think about it. Your mind is operating 24/7. It's like a television that never turns off. You constantly communicating with yourself. Every day we just thinking and plotting, scheming, and thinking inside of our minds. Okay? So, with that being said, you have to understand, damn, I lost my train of thought. What was left side of the brain saying? What was I saying? Somebody told me in the comment section. Should have did this a live video. Somebody could have told me what I was saying. What was I saying? I was making a good point too. Damn. Anyway, this video is getting long anyway. I mean, if I have to do a part 2, y'all just let me know. But basically, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, yeah, I know what I was saying. Once you start hearing this information, it's going to change you totally. You never go back being the same. Like, you got to think of it in an abstract sense. You living in a world that they don't live in. They don't see what you see. But the illusion of same and the illusion of difference, it'll have you treating them like they just like you, but you know that they not like you. So basically, in a nutshell, don't get caught up in this. The flesh will get you deceived by the illusion of same and the illusion of difference. So if you don't know what I mean by the illusion of same and the illusion of difference, ask some of your fellow Jaguars in the comment section, because I'm not going to repeat that in this video. We've already did videos about the illusion of same and the illusion of difference. So those two things are the biggest, traps within the HPB realm. A lot of people get deceived by the illusion of same and the illusion of difference. Then they end up asking me questions in the comment section. Well, left side of the brain, if such and such person, do they have a soul? The fact that you even have to question something about a person, that should already let you know that they don't. But because you look at them and you got some type of emotional attachment because of all of these charlatans out here telling you that everybody can be saved and everybody has a soul, they lying to you. And what has happened is you are challenging this information with all of the lies that you've heard all of your life. But that's okay, because the Left Side of Brain channel is here to deprogram all of that. Don't doubt what you know. Remember, like I said, this type of stuff they're not going to put in a book. And before anything is written down in a book, it exists up here first. So it doesn't matter if you see this in a book or not. You validate everything by your spiritual confirmation. Everything is not in the library. Everything is not on the internet. And everything is not found through Google. Okay? So yeah, I think I'm going to leave y'all with that. Tell me what y'all think about this video. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to stay up, stay focused, and don't be deceived by these HPBs out here. I want y'all to stay strong, stay supporting the channel. And until we do this again, this is Left Side of the Brain signing out. Jaguars up.